Hi everybody, Kat here, Vegas Fruity, and I'm just checking in. I just left, I went to the gym, and then I stopped off at Fresh and Easy to get a few things. And, now I know what Team Broccoli's always talking about when she says you go into Fresh and Easy for a few things and you come out with a huge amount of stuff. So I went in there looking for 3 items, and granted, I got some good things, but I spent like $80, and I didn't intend to do it to go in and do that. So, oh well, I'll show you what I got when I get home. But if that's interesting enough. But anyways, yeah, they've renovated our Fresh and Easy here, and so they have this really amazing center now. I mean, it's like a snack area, a snack bar. They got a place to dine. I mean, it's really just a nice atmosphere. Honestly, I could probably just stay there a long time. It's very pleasant. And I think all they need is a gym, and I could probably stay there all day. So anyway, if you have a Fresh and Easy and they've renovated, take advantage of it. It's really cool. And they got this really cool orange juice machine, which I didn't get any, but yeah, I might do that next time I go in. It's really cool. All right, so as promised, I was going to show you what I got at Fresh and Easy for $86. And let's see, so I went in and I got some more beans because I needed some, and I actually should have got these at Costco. I could have got a whole lot more for a lot less, but I wanted them and I didn't want to wait. And then I got this big thing of rice. This isn't brown rice. I do have some brown rice, but my family does like to have the short grain rice sometimes. It's just kind of fun for them to eat because it sticks together and you can do different things with it. And so I got a bag, a 5-pound bag of that. And then I got these tortillas they're gluten-free, but also I noticed there was no egg or anything like that in them. So I just thought I would try them. I usually try the Food for Life brown rice tortillas, but these ones, because of my tooth issues, those are really hard to chew. They're kind of like chewy hard, and these ones were they seemed a lot softer, so I'm going to try these. And then my kids have like a bug or something in their stomachs, and they have to drink a lot. Right now I just picked up some of this juice for them. I usually don't buy this. My husband drinks decaf while he works, so I got him this direct trade. And then I had to get some laundry soap, so I picked up one of theirs. I haven't bought Veganese in like months, so I thought I would get one just in case anybody wanted a sandwich and was looking for it, we would have that. And then my husband loves this kind of jam, so I picked that up because he's always looking for it. And then this is what I think the culprit was that cost so much. This was like $12. And it's ester C, vitamin C that we take. I usually get it at Costco, and these are the wafers, so they're chewables. And I just don't. I don't usually get the pills because if I have the wafers and my husband has to chew them, chances are he might not even take them. So I hope he does. I'm gonna have to kind of like keep reminding him. And he loves this hot sauce. Got some of that. Got some Silk soy creamers, I use that in my oatmeal in the morning. Got a couple of vegetable broth organics, and I got one of these pizza crust. I love this gluten-free pizza crust, and I just make it vegan. And then Grassroots Vegan had one of these Tasty Bite mixes on his channel a long time ago, and I've been looking for one that was vegan, and this one seemed to be vegan, Bombay potatoes, so I'm actually going to make this one and put it on some rice. See how that is? I think I was going to add the peas to that too, so I've got some frozen peas, and then I got these popsicles for my kids, which they're veggie and fruit pops. There are a lot of vegetables in here, and they're all natural, so I thought they would try that, especially now since they've got this stomach bug. That's a zucchini and some more avocados, and basically that was it for my $86. And so, it just doesn't seem like a whole lot to me, but it happens, so I guess I should stay out of Fresh and Easy a little bit more. Just go on shopping days. I also wanted to show you these popsicles. They're no sugar added, and they have probiotics added, and the kids seem to love them. All right, I am going to be making a real quick chili for dinner. Team Broccoli, I know, was going to be making chili today. We were talking earlier on text, and I wanted to have a cook-off with her. It's just between She and I love her chili, so I'm just, but I don't think mine's going to measure up, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. So anyway, I've been soaking beans today, and I'm not going to cook them till tomorrow. I'm just going to kind of cheat, and I'm going to use canned beans tonight, so I'll show you what I do. All right, I'm not going to use red chili because the kids might have some of this, and I don't want it to be too hot for them. Maybe not, because I think they're having some stomach issues. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use 1 yellow onion. I'm going to have like 3 little garlic cloves. I'm going to cut and dice these up. These 2 big carrots. I'm going to be using 4 what do you call these? Vine ripened tomatoes. 2 zucchini, 1 red bell pepper, and then there's nothing in here. I'm going to use a tablespoon of granulated cane juice. I believe I have 2 teaspoons of cumin, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and then I'm going to be using these 2 small cans, 8 ounces apiece of tomato sauce. I'm going to be using a can, and how big is this? About 29 ounces of pinto beans, and then these are called pinquito beans. I just kind of wanted to get a little bit creative and use the beans that I have in my cupboard. I'm going to be using a teaspoon of the hot sauce and a tablespoon of the liquid aminos. So let's get started. Alright, so I just lightly sprayed this pan with this canola oil spray, and I've got the, I actually put it in the food processor, my onions, so that I could finely chop them. I'm just going to cook them up for about 4 to 5 minutes, and then I'll add the crushed garlic. Alright, I just added the garlic, and I've had this over medium heat, so I lowered it because I don't like the onions turning too dark. And I'm just going to kind of stir it here for about 2 to 3 minutes more before I add any other veggies. Alright, so I've finally chopped up the onions and the zucchini and the red peppers in the food processor, and I'm going to add that to the onions and garlic now. Alright, so I'm going to return this to medium heat and cook it for about 3 to 4 minutes. Alright, I chopped up the tomatoes, and I'm going to add the tomatoes in. I'm going to add in all the other spices, and also the wet ones too, like the Tabasco sauce and the soy sauce. There's the sugar. Alright, so there's the soy sauce. And you can put more hot sauce in it if you want, if you like things a little spicier. I'm just not going to do it too spicy this time. You can always add hot sauce to it when you're eating it too. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stir this up. I'm going to bring it to a boil, and then I'm going to lower it and to less than medium heat, and I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to stew this for about 30 minutes. And notice I have not added the beans yet. Alright, so I'm going to add my beans, my canned beans, and I actually drained them, but I did not rinse them because I want the starch this time. And these pinquito beans, they're really kind of cute and round. These ones actually are flavored with onion and cumin. So I'm going to mix that in. I'm just going to cook it for, I'm going to cover it up and cook it for about 3 to 4 minutes. And here's the chili. It's chock full of vegetables, and it's not too hot, so I think the kids will be okay. Maybe tomorrow when their tummies are feeling better, hopefully. My husband and I will probably have this tonight. And I'll make them something else with the rice tonight, something a little easier on their tummies. And there's the finished project. I've got some diet cheese, and I've got a little guacamole on top too. Alright, so it's been a long day, and I'm going to close this video out. You know, I did want to mention in my last video I talked about hot flashes coming back because I thought maybe I was having too much fruit. But there was a really good point brought up by a couple of people, Diane Raw Girl and Vegan Hair, or Vegan 101. I don't remember, I think it was Vegan Hair. Well, I don't know which channel you were using, but anyway, both of the channels worth checking out. Anyway, they both brought up the fact that, you know, I think in a way, Diane had said that she had done really well going through the same thing with less, or on a raw diet and a juice fast as well. So it sounds like there was no fat in there, and she was able to get rid of her flashes. And then Will had brought up the point about maybe too much fat being the cause and the culprit of, you know, associated with the hot flashes. And So I actually had thought about that because when I go raw, it's really hard for me to be satiated on just fruit and veggies with no starches, and so I inevitably I end up to get that satiated feeling. I will, add a little bit of fat, and it may not be like a huge amount because I wasn't having any like nut desserts or anything like that, but I was having more avocado. I did have like a nut pate one day that I made out of mushrooms to make my spaghetti noodles or meatballs for my spaghetti. And it just then they had the coconut wraps and some almond butter, and it may not have been like so much, but it may have been just something that tipped the scales for me. And so perhaps maybe it was definitely more fat than I was having before that week. So it probably just tipped the scales for me, and it could have very well have been the fat that was in my diet. So another good reason for me to go back to vegan cooked, because when I do that, I rely on the starches and I could live without the fat, which I've found that out on my vegan on less journey. I really don't need it. So anyway, it's been a really long day. Took the kids to the container park this morning, and I found out they're having a stomach bug. My 6-year-old had messed his pants at the container park, and he never does that. So I know that he just couldn't help himself, and we just, it was kind of quite the ordeal because we had to go when we went into the bathrooms. I actually didn't have an extra pair of pants for him because he doesn't usually do that. So the only pants I had in the diaper bag fit my 2-year-old, and so I put them on the 6-year-old, and he looked like he just waded through the high tide. And of course he didn't have any socks because those were messed as well. And so we had a lot of funny looks going out to the car, but at least he had pants on, and we got home, and it's just been a long day. So anyway, I'm going to close it out and say good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. All right. Love you guys. Bye.